Welcome to the podcast. I'm your host, AJ Richmond, criminal defense attorney and personal injury lawyer in North Georgia. So the podcast is going to be about a recent case that I have. And it sort of requires me to go back and think about what it's like to actually sign on and be a client at my law firm. So over the weekend, I had a client come and call me, and their kid went to jail. And this was on a Friday. And in criminal cases, lots of counties have what's called first appearance hearings on weekends, on Saturdays. And in this county, they did, thank God. So the whole family showed up at my office, scared to death about what's going to happen with their kid. And the child was charged with a crime, and about 10 family members showed up, scared out of their mind, and needed help. They didn't know what happens next. They didn't know if trial was on Monday. They didn't know what to do, but they didn't know how much this would cost them, and they didn't know how much or who to trust. And lawyers ask for extraordinary fees when the person paying them has no idea who they are. So clearly they were distraught, but clearly they needed help, and they found us through a couple referrals and of course online reviews and whatnot. But we talked about what to expect, and they hired me, but I can tell that just by hiring me, they felt confident in my ability to help their child get out of jail. And that's exactly what we did on the next day, Saturday. We put forth an argument. The judge agreed with us. The prosecutor didn't agree with us, of course, but that doesn't matter. The judge did. And we won. We got what we wanted. And these people, before their son even got out of jail, before their family member got out of jail, they called me and they said, thank God we met you. You've put us at ease, and we can't even express how happy we are. And then, of course, the client at some point gets out of jail and sort of reiterates the same thing. And I don't say this on a podcast to brag, and it's just not my style. But I say this because as lawyers, we forget that the worst time in somebody's life could be a death, it could be a whatever. But in my line of work, it's getting arrested. And you just don't know where to turn. This isn't a flood in a house or a roof leak, or maybe your power went out, where other people probably have gone through the same thing. You probably don't have a neighbor next to you that has been arrested where you can go and talk to. So these people were out there to trust somebody to do a job and make their lives better just for an instant. And it's a pretty cool feeling. And I say this to you, my listeners, because it's important that any job we have, anything we do, but especially with criminal defense, we make an impact on our clients the minute we meet them, the minute they call us, the minute you answer the phone. They may have questions about how much you cost and whether or not they can afford you, but they just need help. And if they knew who to call, if they had a neighbor or a family member that's a criminal defense lawyer, the conversation would be different. Johnny, I got a DUI, help me out. But it's a pretty cool thing in my line of work, in my job, where somebody that has no idea what's going on can place all of their trust in me in a matter of minutes, and to deliver on that promise as promised, exactly as promised, sometimes even better. is a really neat thing. So, if you're a criminal defense lawyer listening to this, if you're a law student that's going into, criminal defense, if you're an intern, if you're a paralegal, if you're someone that just wants to flip from prosecution and become a criminal defense lawyer, your client, the person who you are going to help, is in their absolute worst of worst states. Embarrassment, shame, inability to do certain things. And all they're doing is saying, AJ, can you help me? I need help. I don't know what I'm doing. I need your help. And saying yes, that's a big debt that you're taking as a lawyer, but that's your job. And that's what that client is asking you to do. I thank you very much for listening. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me at Georgia Crime on most social media. AJ@georgiacrime.com. It's my email. And georgiacrime.com is my website. Take care.